Shalom, all. Yeah, sorry I haven't been around. Been having a whole lot of trouble lately. First, I was supposed to have gotten married to a woman from the UK. And, well, 3 years into it and she becomes non-compatible. It took her 5 months to complete 3 simple steps. Can't say they're really simple, but you know, it's not like it's something you can't do in a month. And she ended up becoming, well, I hate to say it, she ended up becoming very separated from me. You know, like I'd send her things and get no response, and ask her why she's taking so long on the visa, and she says, "Stop pressuring me." You know something's up, right? Now, I'm nearly 60 years old, and I don't have the time or the desire to deal with bullshit. Now, the behavior I'm getting is equal to somebody that's still a teenager, right? I have no time for that. And the agreement with this person was no pressure. I mean, if she wants to come here and be a wife, then fine. If she decided she wanted to do something else, fine. I got no problems with this. I'm not going to try to force her to do anything that's totally against her will. And I'm not. Sorry, I'm looking for something, trying to figure out what I did with it. I'm not sure what I did with that. You know, that's fine, right? You can't force somebody to do anything against their will because they're not going to do it anyhow. And even if you did do it, they'll hate you for the rest of their life. But then she makes some comment that she wants me to cancel the visa so she can visit friends in the U.S. Okay. That would normally be a fine. But she says she wants to come here and get her things, and that's a no-no. That's never going to fucking happen. Never. If she wants the visa canceled, she's never going to set foot here again. And if she doesn't want the visa canceled, then we'll try to fix things, right? That's what people do when things go bad. They try to fix whatever went bad. That's what 2 grown people, go out and do. They just don't arbitrarily just walk away from somebody and just throw everything up. What? Right? That's a teenager thing. That's what teenagers do. I mean, it's like you're in, you're out. Whoopee, I don't care about you. I'll do what I want to do. But she's not coming back here. That much is certain. If she wants out, fine. That's okay. She has some belongings here, actually more than some, which is fine, and I'll be happy to send that anywhere she wants it sent. But she's not coming here. And she will not have that visa unlocked until I send every bloody thing of hers somewhere. Don't care where. Any place she wants. I don't care. But she's never going to set foot in this house again. Because this house is what she wanted. I mean, to be honest with you, I hate the bloody thing. I've hated it. I mean, it looked nice when I first looked at it and had promise. But the more and more I got into the house, the more and more I hated it. I mean, I'm sort of a person that prefers a house that's like, I don't know what they call them. Oh, I just broke something off when I knocked that plant over. I prefer something that's like an earthship, right? And that's me. That's what I prefer. I prefer something like an earthship. But she prefers these traditional big-ass houses. They're pointless. I mean, I'm trying to get time for my job to even pressure wash the damn house. Don't have time. It's either raining, I'm having to work real late, or whatever, and it just doesn't get done. Then I have to mow the grass around this stupid place, and it takes me 8 freaking days just to mow grass. Which is something else we need to think about. Because I'm going to be stuck here for at least another 3 years. Because I can't sell it and get my money back unless I hold it for 5 years. And then I have to sell it to another vet, and then you have to be willing to buy it. Which is another problem. Anyhow, all that to the side. So, we got the situation, right, that I was not foreseeing, at least not at that stage of the game, not 3 years into it. So now I got a piece of property. It's approximately 10 acres, a little less than that, but it's about 10 acres. I want to do some gardening. As I said, I don't hardly have time for anything. I want to convert this place to solar. Again, I don't have time. I need to fix the electric fence. No time. And there's a bunch of other things I need to do. Get away from this. Sorry. This hay fever. This ugly look in the front and in the back. And a lot of the work they did was what I call shoddy work. It's like the deck out in the back. I don't really want to call it a deck. The deck out in the back, shoddy. Poorly done, cheaply done. Materials were fine, but the craftsmanship wasn't worth it. And they didn't go through the procedure to protect it. In the front, there's a bunch of shrubbery. I'm not a shrub guy. I hate shrubs. I don't want to cut it. I don't want to trim it. I don't even want to fool with it. So I don't like shrubs. So all that's got to go. And then you got some other kunky things, whatever, out in the front by the garage, and I don't want that stuff there either. So all that stuff's going to have to be ripped up. And I'll have to think about that this winter, what I'm going to do out there. And of course I got bees that I haven't even been able to work since April. Nothing. I haven't been able to lift a finger because of all this other stuff that I have to do. So when am I ever going to have time to do anything? We need to work on that. We need to figure it out. All this stuff needs to get done. I mean, yeah, I got a job that's, it takes a lot out of me. I mean, it's not just a 9-to-5 job, right? Actually, mine's more like 8 to 5. It's not a 9-to-5 job. It's longer than that. I mean, yeah, some days I get off at 5 and I go walk away. When we get into crunch time, I can't do that. My life is sucked up. It's like this month I wanted to start pre-feeding the bees in September and put the mouse guards in place. Haven't had time. Wanted to do it, couldn't do it. Really thought somebody was here to help me do it. Not do that, but, do things around here so I didn't have to worry about it. But now I have to rethink everything and proceed as I'm going to be alone, because I'm going to be alone. I mean, I would like to have a cat. Wouldn't be fair to the cat. I'm not going to have time for a cat. I mean, I could have a cat, but it's going to be ignored and it's going to be lonely. And then it's going to get, cause problems just to get my attention. No time for that. Also, it's going to rip up the sofas. I'm not fooling with that either. I know they do that because I've had them do that to my old one. It was ripped to shreds. So I'm probably not going to get a cat. I want a cat. I'm probably not going to get a cat. So we have change in life, which comes to everybody. And you have to think through, well, I got this change in life. What am I going to do? I mean, I was planning on somebody here who would actually be an active partner, who's not going to be an active partner. He's all being a teenager right now. Then I said, fine, that's okay with me, but I still have to do all this stuff. So I need to come up with a way, technologically or otherwise, to do all this stuff that this person claimed they would help do. I mean, some of it they probably wouldn't. But I need a way to do all this. Because I'm a person with an undependable schedule. And I want to actually have a normal life. I can't have it because of my job, but I want at least a semblance of a normal life. So I need to think about how I'm going to do it. It may be partly technological. I have considered, because I actually was designing a lawnmower when I was like 16 years old. That was robotically controlled, but I kept running into two major problems. One was GPS, using current terms, not them. At the time, I called it an inertial navigation system. And you need to know where your mower is so you know where you're cutting. Because you don't want your mower venturing into your neighbor's yard and running amok. Because it's automatically controlled, it just keeps running. It uses solar panels to try to keep the batteries up, and then when its batteries get too low, it shuts off the blade and then goes to the home deck and recharges. Okay, fine. Could do that. That would save me a lot of time to give me time to do everything else. That might be a possibility. To wait to get back time I don't have. I could probably come up with some way, not that I think it would work. I mean, it would work, but I don't see how, it would look ugly. Like, I have to pressure wash this house and get this stupid vinyl clean, right? I hate vinyl. But I could probably attach something to the gutters or something, or above the gutters, and have it just go down, with swirling pads and water and whatnot, and clean the linoleum. Of course, I still have to pressure wash the concrete stuff, but that's nothing. This linoleum, that takes a while. It just does not want to come clean. Because I don't really think it was done before me. I think it was partly done, but it wasn't done properly. So I need to do that. I need to fix the deck out back. I need to fix the garden out back. I mean, it looks like hell. I got a bunch of things I need to cut down and burn. Like those stupid hedges, and I got rose bushes in the back. I'm not a rose person. I hate roses. I don't even want a full of rose. It's just garbage. I don't even want a full of it. And then, of course, I got a garage that's been wrecked since day one. Because I got so much stuff that's still sitting out there because I didn't know what this person would want to do. I didn't know. So everything's still left out there. She wanted it moved somewhere else, but move it where? Set it up how? Do what with it? If you're going to leave it in boxes, then I should just leave it in the boxes I had them in. And just let them sit there. Right? Yeah, I know. It goes back to people. So really, I'm not complaining that she had to change her pace, change her heart. She's not coming here, that's for a fact. She wants out, okay, she's out. But she's never set the foot here again. I got my reasons. I'm not going to go into it. I mean, why toss your laundry out in the public? Out in public, you don't do that. I think I've done it once because the person gave me this sworn word. I have done it once because the person gave me this sworn word. And well, I guess I should learn that a person's word is valueless. But I just, whatever. So, am I heartbroken over it? Everybody keeps thinking I am. I'm not. I consider this person work in progress. And, of course, I'm left with all this. Because I wouldn't have done this if it was just me. If it was just me, it would have been 5 acres. And this place would be located about 100 miles south of where I'm at now. It would have been. About 100 miles south of here. Not here. Here is the worst place I've ever lived. Not so much as the people or the location so much. It's just that you can't get anywhere without spending a lot of time trying to get somewhere. You're out in the middle. It's like, I gotta explain. Here you are, right? Doesn't really matter. Left, right, it doesn't matter. Here you are, right? Here's the main motorway, right? That goes up north and south. It takes you forever through country roads to get this way, or you can catch it that way. And there's another motorway that runs over here, or you can go that way, or you can go this way. But it takes you through country roads that you have to go a long, bloody way to get there. It's not easy. There's no easy exit points from here. It's almost like being trapped. But it does have a couple of good points. If, and I'm not saying it, well, I shouldn't say if, I know they will. When the Muslims go insane, which I call the burn, which they'll try to burn cities, they'll burn churches, synagogues, they'll kill people, throw them off buildings, all this stuff. And they'll be doing this in Christian nations. I mean, I'm not a Christian. I'm a Messianic Jew. Sort of what you might call Christian, but I don't like the term because to me, it's an insult. Right? Because I don't believe in the junk the Christians believe in. Because they believe in a lot of things that are doctrinal, that it's not biblical. They really do. So I'm not Christian. So, it's just the way things are. So I need to think through all this. Because I don't have a lot of money to waste. But I need to do something that's serious and practical. Now, I got a windmill I'm going to be tossing out back somewhere. I need to rebuild the database I lost from the system that ate it. Because I was to the point of getting to doing the stored procedures for a weather database. Because what I was going to do is have it do a database, then have it do a more yearly analysis, which would run for 5-10 years or whatever it is. Because I ain't worried about after that point because I know things are going to fall apart after that. But something that I can use for that database, and I need to rebuild all that. And of course, everything else is going to be hunkered into that database as well. Because the database is going to be used to view it on the web page. Because I'm not using this automation software. I mean, I'm not saying it's crap, which really is crap from what I'm seeing. I mean, the programs are doing their damnedest to make it a good package. I mean, they're really trying to try. But it has this high school look and feel to it, and I hate that. Or they sit there and they're going to make it too Java oriented and requires you to know Java to program it. If you're going to do something special. I don't do Java. I don't do C. I'll do Pascal, Fortran, COBOL, assembly, no C, no Java. Nothing equivalent to those languages. I might do JavaScript, which I have done professionally. And there's a few other languages I've done, but they're not going to likely write it in there. They just wouldn't. It wouldn't work out. But see, what I need is some ideas of how to get all this done. See, I want to put out a garden next year. I got a couple of ways. There's one guy now who did raised beds raised off the ground, which solves the rabbit problem. because I got rabbits running all over the place. I got mice running all over the place, field mice. And I don't want to fool with that crap. And if I put it up in the air, it's highly unlikely they're going to be able to get to it. Now, you're still going to have problems with birds and all that. And that's it. So I'm really thinking about doing those raised beds, raised off the ground, so they can't get to it. So maybe 6 of those, which would be about 8 by 4. We can put that together. And I could probably put it on like a automatic water on there, where it would, like, at a certain time, it would just run water through it. And I could put in a water collection system, rainwater collection, run it off the barn, collect the water, and then drop it in. That's not really all that hard. But it's moving the water around that becomes an issue. That's a real pain in the rear. Not really. It's just the piping. If you want to keep it that way, you have to run it underground. That's the pain. And then you got the hills and the dips and the valleys and whatnot. Not valley, but you know what I mean. Depressions in the ground, and you got increased pressure. It's just, you have to think all that stuff through. I also like to put solar in there. About 6,000 watts solar going to the house, taking everything that's just going to be 110 off, putting it on the solar only side, and then have 220 sitting in the main box with some lines going from the 220 side to the solar side, which will go to the my given charge controller, which I'm going to choose. And it will in turn charge the battery up if it gets below a certain level and bring the batteries up. So that needs to be done. Windmills I've been wanting to do, but it's not something that you can depend on. It's really good from around November through April and anytime you have a good storm. Other than that, not worth it, man. Not worth it, man. So here's the one I did the video for real. If you come up with any ideas of how I can do this stuff, or maybe approaches, let me know. Because it's just me now. There's nothing about talking to somebody, nothing about getting their points of view and feelings. I've been abandoned for a full year. I'm going to be abandoned for the rest of my life. I'm not going to try with women again because I'm tired of dealing with the teenager types, which is what I end up with. And if she does change her mind, then we'll try. But if she doesn't, then like I said, I'm not going to go with women anymore because I keep ending up with ones that still think they're teenagers. I got no time for that. I have no time and no patience. You're either in or you're out. All right? Choose. So, for a guy in my situation, if you come up with ideas, let me know. And if you know this person I'm talking about, don't harp on her. Don't harp on her. I mean, I have a letter which I've sent to her a couple of days ago when she was asking me all this crap. And she's yet to respond to it. Really what I think happened was I sent a response back which had a bunch of stuff in it. And it probably went into a spam filter block on the email account. In other words, you can set the filter and then take all the emails you don't ever want to receive again, and it sends it straight to delete and gets rid of it. Basically drops the email. So I'm thinking she probably did that. If she's smart enough to do it, and I don't know if she is or not. I don't know. She's not very technical. Or she just deletes it. Just made an assumption that I did whatever she wanted. And she's not understanding that, no, I did not. And I'm not going to. All her stuff's going to get shipped back 3 weeks prior to me closing. Because I want to make sure there's no legal, well, I can't say legal. There is no right issue for her to ever come here. A desire, yes, but a right, no. And that's what it is. So I need help. Let me know if you come up with an idea. And I'm probably going to go with what I'm thinking of. And it's like the idea I got from Ken. He's got the raised tables that sits on legs, and you put that out somewhere. And I could probably somehow try to figure out a way of putting an auto water system on it. Somehow, I don't know. And that way it'd water it. And you get so, anyhow, you get so moisture sensors and all kind of things, which I could do. There's something I call FarmBot. It's basically that, right, but above the ground. Actually, FarmBot is above the ground. It sits on the table, like he's got. But, you know, you get the point? Just need ideas. I need tech ideas to help me run a farm for a person who just not have the time. I mean, some things I just going to have to bite the bullet and find it. But if you got ideas on how to do like automatic lawnmowers or something like that to help me cover 10 acres around. It's 10 acres, not 1 acre. I know they got the electronic stuff that you can put around small houses, you know, that really in the city. You only have like a half an acre, maybe an acre. Not those. General idea, fine, but those particular ones, no, because the sensor wire won't run that far. And although I could probably do certain areas, you know, like the garden area, which would be a simple one to do. Now maybe this little area in front here, because I got a driveway there, and it can come and run. I can run it around here, and it could cut that down. You know, things like that. Yeah, it would probably work, but I need something really that will cover the entire property. And GPS, I'm afraid, is required. Because you need that input to feed into the INS, Inertial Navigation System, in order for it to know where the heck it is. Then it just runs the program. Or you just do like a little robot vacuum cleaner I got behind the camera, where it just runs amok until it hits something. Well, I don't really want to do that. Which is like the other little bitty lawnmowers that go for little areas, because they just run amok until they run into something, and they just keep cutting until they run out of power and then go back home. And of course, they're supposed to have sensors to detect grass height. So if they see grass higher over here, then it's supposed to go over here. But I don't think that shit works. I don't think that shit works. But if you come up with any ideas technologically, I know the rest of the stuff. You don't have to tell me about hiring a guy to do electric fence, all that stuff. I know all that. I probably will have to do the electronic fence by somebody. I just don't have time for that. It's just too much work. But if you come up with an idea to help me at least run this farm enough to get some food grown, you know, that kind of thing, or any ideas help me to run a farm for somebody who's being sucked dry out of life to do work, I'd appreciate the help. I'd appreciate the help. Will you guys be blessed? Shalom.